Hello everyone, this is James here for the 4th episode of the Let's Get Ready to Rumble podcast. We're here with young Rumble's amateur star, Mr. Phee. Zach, how you doing this afternoon, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, you?
I'm not too bad, mate, I'm not too bad. Glorious weather outside, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice today. I've already been outside.
Been out running?
No. Not running, no, but I done enough workout this morning.
Good man, you're staying active, you're staying ticking over ready, eh? So you was meant to be up at Liverpool not long ago, wasn't you? But unfortunately, it's all been cancelled because of the corona, isn't it?
Yeah, would have been up in Liverpool in the national semi-final.
It's just ridiculous, all this, isn't it? We're tearing the walls to get up to all these tournaments and get all the fights going. It's just nuts. I'd never have thought this would happen in my life.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, bit much, isn't it, for a flu-like virus, but it's what it is.
It is what it is. England's boxing, they've come out saying that it's not going to be back till about September time now. So let's, we've just got to tick over and, stay ready for September and hopefully be taking home your second national title, eh?
Yeah, that would be good.
What was the old Anthony Joshua saying, Zach? You come out to me not long ago. It was,
the first time was nice, so I had to do it twice.
That's it, brother. That's it. So, let's have a chat about your boxing. So, how long have you been boxing for then, Zach?
I've only been boxing about 2.5 years.
Okay.
Probably coming up to 3 in the summer.
Nice. And what was the spur? What was it that got you started? What was your motivation to start?
Well, I've always been doing like martial arts and that, so. You know, my uncle's an instructor in a Krav Maga gym in Singapore, and they do boxing as part of their self-defense stuff. And he said to me, one day, do you want to come down and try some boxing? I tried it, I liked it, so yeah, just went from there really.
Nice. And what was the key thing to getting you to come down to Rumble's gym then, Zach?
Honestly, location, because I live in Sittingbourne, don't I? Of
course, you're a local lad, representing the area very well, aren't you?
Yeah, good.
So, it's fair to say, Zach, I think a lot of us have obviously, everyone notices it. Obviously, you're on your Instagram a lot. I spoke with Billy about it in the first podcast episode, Martin in the second. You're one of the most committed amateurs out there. Like, you obviously, you're at school at the moment. Well, technically not at the moment because of this coronavirus, but you're in a key year, you're studying for your GCSEs, but you're still, before you even start school, 6 in the mornings, You're out there getting them miles in, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I don't want to box and then have excuses after, I just want to. Yeah, I want to box and just be my best. I don't want to come out of it being like, I wish I ran more. I wish I worked harder, because you can't do that, can you?
That's it. You got to put it all in there and show 100% on the day, so you don't you give the best account of yourself that you can, to say the least, isn't it? So Zach, you've obviously. You started about 2-3 years ago now, that you said. How many bouts have you had as an amateur so far?
I've had 9, I think, 9 or 10.
And how many of those have you come out as a winner?
I've lost 3, but all 3 that I've lost, 2 of them could have gone either way. I watched the video of one of them, and I said, I could see what the judges were seeing in that one. And the other one, the boys' coach came into our changing room and said that he thought I won. And I took that fight on 1 day's notice.
Oh, wow.
Billy called me he called me the night before and said, do you want to box tomorrow? So I took it and gave away 3 kilo and come out losing on a split, so I was alright with that. And then the third one was in the East Midlands Box Cup final. Mm-hmm. And I definitely thought I won that.
I think a lot of us thought you won that.
A lot of people thought I won that because at the time, I hadn't really won anything. My record was 4-1-1. And a lot of people, come out, like, when I was standing outside, come and said to me, I thought you won that, I thought you smashed them around, all that, so that was good.
Yeah, it's the type of motivation you want, and obviously, since those, you've really come through, and you went on, October 26th, you won the National Developments, didn't you?
Yeah, that was good. I mean, I haven't really done anything like that before, isn't it? Like, people from my school, like, a lot of people thought I was, shit, or thought, I couldn't box because of my record. and I proved them all wrong.
That's what it is. That's what it's all about, Zach. Prove the haters wrong and you know, showing everyone what you can do. So, how many fights did you have to have in the build up for the national developments? How did that go?
I think in the developments.
Mm-hmm.
I boxed 4 times. I was supposed to box 4 times in it, but one of the boys pulled out, so I only ended up boxing 3 times.
Okay, so you had a good run to the final. What was the fighters like who you came up against in that run up to the final?
In the first one, I come up against a strong boy, and he was strong, and I didn't go in there and did. Well, in the first round, I went in there and just tried to scrap with him,
Mm-hmm.
just stood toe to toe and just tried to work with him. But you know, he was strong. He was short. He was strong. So I had to sort of adapt, and I kind of come out of that, learning that I have to box sometimes. I can't just always go in there and scrap with him. And then the second boy I boxed, stopped him. That was the body shots that stopped him, really, because once you hit him up the body there, you don't really want to know. So you just got to keep working him up the body at body, isn't it?
That's it.
And then the third boy, he was a good boy out of Jimmy Egan's.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And there was a couple of times in that fight where I caught him with a good shot. I went in for another shot and he spun me off and I just went flying. But, you know, I come out of that winning on a 4-1 split. So,
Nice.
Yeah, it was good.
Come out, national development title. So how did it feel, Zach? You know, you've come through it all. You've come through them 3 defeats. And you're missing out in the East Midlands. How did it feel getting your arm raised in that final?
It felt good, but honestly, I always thought it was going to happen. Like Charlie's always been saying to me ever since I moved up from the beginner group. He's been saying you're going to win them, like, you know, promising me and stuff. So we did it.
That's it. You've done it. And how many bouts have you had since then, Zach? You've had a couple since the national developments?
I've only had one since the developments.
Yeah.
Because the boy I was supposed to box in the quarters of the junior ABAs pulled out.
I remember.
And then obviously no semi-finals and finals because of this coronavirus.
I know, gutting. And that was going to be up in Liverpool, as you said.
Yeah, it would have been a good weekend.
Who did you know who you had in the semi-finals, Zach?
Yeah, I did. It was a tough kid from West Ham. We saw him box in the NAG.
We did. I remember now. I remember Bill was saying to me, he was a good lad, wasn't he? When we went up to watch Libby fight for she won her 4th national title. We saw him up there, didn't we? He was a good old fighter.
I felt we had the game plan sorted out as well. We had the game plan sorted out for him, and I thought I could have got away with a win.
Well, you know, will it still be the same fight against the lad from West Ham in September when the championships are rearranged, or will it be different?
No, I'll be better and stronger then.
Nice. And it'll still be him you're fighting, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Well, of course you'll be better and stronger, Zach. You know, like you're saying, you're staying in shape, you're ticking over at the end of the day, and that's what matters at the end of the day. You know, some boxers not necessarily will be doing that. Some of them think, have a rest and all that. But you see, like Eddie Hearn, he's put on his Instagram, those boxers in the pro game, you know, those boxers who are staying in shape are those ones who are going to get on the big shows and that. And obviously, in the case of the amateurs, those who are staying in shape are going to be those best placed when the championships start again.
It's gonna show, isn't it?
Exactly.
Show what kind of person you are.
Exactly. Well, we all know that you're the hard workers. That we know what type of person you are, mate, don't we?
Yeah.
100%, mate. 100%. So, you've got quite a few fighters who inspire you. What fighters do you base your style off of then, Zach?
Based on my style, I like Canelo because he comes forward. You know, he's smart. He's smart coming forward. He doesn't just rush. But I like Golovkin as well.
Nice.
And, the sort of come forward fighters. But I prefer watching the sit back, slick fighters like Kawasaki and I even like watching Josh Kelly sometimes. But I mean, you get what you're given, isn't it? I mean, I'm not going to be particularly tall for my weight, so I've got to work with what I've got. So I've got to come forward. So that's who I style of Canelo, probably. Nice.
And talking of, you're inspired by obviously Canelo and Triple G. There's talk of a trilogy happening between the two of them, Zach. How do you see that happening? How do you see that going?
I think it's kind of sad for GGG because he got, his in his prime years, they sort of got wasted. And, he was obviously out in Germany fighting, unknown opponents, and he was, he sort of just got wasted, really. And I think in his prime, he could have beat Canelo, but I don't see Canelo being beat now.
No, he's unreal, Canelo. You look at like his head movement when he fought Danny Jacobs, last year I think that was, wasn't it? And his head movement in that fight,
easy.
just throwing them shots, and Danny Jacobs, he's a good come forward fighter, isn't he? And he's throwing the shots, and Canelo just leaving him for dead.
He makes him look silly.
I know, and they're both world champions, both in the unification, and he's making it look like there's just a complete massive difference in levels, isn't it?
Just shows how good Floyd Mayweather is, isn't it?
I know, because you look at how Floyd dismantled him back in, I think, 2013 when they fought, or 2012.
Can't remember, it was a long time ago though. Canelo's come on long.
Well, yeah, because you look at that fight, it was almost like Canelo sort of froze in that fight, really, because he everything we thought Canelo would have done in that fight didn't happen. Just Floyd negated all of Canelo's strengths completely, didn't he?
Yeah.
So is Floyd ever been an inspiration for you, or do you not really, what do you think of Floyd?
Well, what I've realised looking at all these world champions, Andre Ward, Floyd, all of them, even though Floyd acts, Money Mayweather and stuff like that, is they all work hard. They're all hard workers. Like, I remember seeing this thing that Kovalev's coach said, and he said he wasn't more talented in the gym. There are probably 3 or 4 boys more talented than him, but he worked the hardest.
Yeah.
That's when he got to the top, isn't it? So that's what I've got to do.
That's it. Well, you look at Kovalev. I think Kovalev in his day, I think what a light heavyweight he was, unifying the division. He was absolutely, he's what he said in the name, crusher, completely. Crushed whatever was in front of him.
He's a great fighter, and honestly, he's only got 3 losses, and 2 of those losses was one person, wasn't they?
Exactly. How did you see that first Andre Ward fight?
I thought a draw would have been alright, honestly, but I thought Andre might have nicked it.
Yeah.
But I could understand it going both ways.
Yeah, we was talking about it the other day, weren't we? What a right hand that was that Kovalev put him down with, wasn't it?
It's calculated as well. He had his eyes open. Sometimes they just throw the shots, eyes closed. They just throw. But Kovalev really, he looked for the shot. He knew
what he was looking for, and I remember watching it. I stayed out and watched it with my dad, that Kovalev Ward fight, and I remember seeing that right hand, thinking, damn, he's a lot. Ward, obviously, very very skilled boxer. Was the last person I was expecting to see get put on the floor in that fight. Couldn't believe it at all. He was You look at he fought like obviously the Frotches and that, and Frotch, very powerful, tough fighter. Frotch, did struggle in that fight, and obviously Ward overcome him. So it just shows the type of fighter Ward is.
Yeah.
100%.
And do you know that Andre Ward didn't lose a fight since he was 13?
Really?
Yeah, he won everything after he was 13 and 14. He lost a couple times then, about 5 times, and he won everything after that.
Wow. How many amateurs did he have? Do you know how many amateurs he had?
I don't know, but it must have been quite a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
All the way to Olympic final, won that.
Yeah, he went in the Olympics and all that. When did he turn? He turned over. He turned over in the mid-2000s, didn't he?
It must have been. He was in 2004 Olympics, wasn't he?
Yeah. So he must have been not long after that. But he was some fighter. He obviously won the Super 6 against Cole Frotch. He's had some big old fights in his day, and he deservedly should be called one of the best super middleweights of all time, in my opinion. I think he's spectacular.
I think him versus Kawasaki would have been a good fight. I couldn't call that.
No, I couldn't either, because they're both very slick boxers. I wouldn't. Do you know what? I couldn't call that. Never, because that's a sad thing, Kawasaki. He was a very, look at him. Finished his career 47-0, but no one. I don't think he really got the credit that he deserved in his career, did he?
No way. I was just watching his fight with Roy Jones Jr. and I know Roy Jones was 39, but he dismantled him, didn't he?
I know. Roy Jones will always be one of the best fighters of all time. You look at it, he was a super middleweight world champion, light heavyweight, and then he went up and won the heavyweight title against John Ruiz. So, who else are you going to see do that,
Even Canelo's done well though, isn't it? Fighting Kovalev.
I know. Heavyweight. Do you think Canelo could go up higher than light heavyweight, or do you think that's his limit?
Nah, that's his limit. Because, again, no discredit to Canelo, but Kovalev's old, he's not the crusher he once was.
No.
And you saw in that fight, he won the same. So
well,
I don't think he can go very higher.
You look at the Alida Alvarez fight for Kovalev. Kovalev, I think in his day, well, obviously he changed trainer after the first Alvarez fight and dismantled him over 12 rounds. But I think the Kovalev, who did he beat for the two of the belts? Was it Hopkins? He beat Hopkins, didn't he, Kovalev?
Yeah, he beat Hopkins, and then he beat Hopkins before he fought Ward, I think.
That was it. That was when he unified the division. That sort of Kovalev, I think, would have given a better account of himself that night. But still, I think Canelo probably would have come out on top because he's just something else, isn't he?
Yeah.
To come up from he started. I was looking at it. He come up as a welterweight.
135, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, lightweight was it?
Started off at 130.
No way.
Because he started. He turned pro at 15, didn't he?
Yeah, because in Mexico you can turn over at a very young age, can't you? You're gonna think of moving over to Mexico to turn over early, Zach, or are you gonna stick to the amateurs?
Maybe grow a bit first.
Get a bit taller first, mate, and you'll be in there 100%, mate, 100%. So you go back to pop back to the amateurs quickly. Obviously, we're hoping Liverpool comes on, but other than Liverpool, what else are you hoping to accomplish this year?
Well, I really wanted to go back into East Midlands.
Avenger, get that gold medal.
I felt won that last year, and I've come on a lot since last year, and I think the boy I boxed back then, I mean, no disrespect to him, but I think I'd stop him now.
Nice. What club did he come out of?
Norwich.
Well, have to see if Billy can match you on like a home show or something against him one day.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Was you going to fight on that home show, Zach? I can't remember. On the 20th...
No, I wasn't. I wasn't, because I was supposed to box on
the week after, the 28th.
The weekend before, and then the weekend after, yeah.
Yeah, because that was it. Because I remember on the Friday night, you were supposed to... I remember you was calling up Bill saying that you'd been cutting weight and all that, getting your weight all sorted and that.
Yeah.
and then Bill's called up saying...
I was just on weight as well.
I remember Bill saying... Oh, Zach's gutted. He's just got on weight, and I've had to tell him that the opponent's pulled out.
I was up for that as well, because the boy I had there was a good kid.
Yeah.
He was a national champion. He won last year. But again, that's the thing about what I like about boxing and Rumbles, because they all sort out the game plan right, isn't it?
Always.
We knew what we had to do with him. I always know. There's never a time when I go into the ring and I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I always know the game plan. So that's what's good about Rumbles, because the coaches are clever. Charlie, Bill, all of the coaches really. They all think.
That's it. They've been in the sports all their lives, and they know the sport better than anyone. They're very, very clever when it comes to the sport, and shows why Rumbles is such a respected gym around the country by everyone.
Yeah.
So you hopefully have a couple more years in amateurs. How many years would you what are your goals in the amateurs, Zach? Over the coming years, what would you like to achieve in the amateurs?
Honestly, I'm just gonna take it as it comes.
Nice.
If the chance, I'm just gonna keep trying to do well in championships and hopefully stay active and getting quite a good few fights in probably 2021 now. But if the chance comes for me to box for England, I'll box for England, and then just see how it comes, isn't it?
That's it, and hopefully one day, Zach, we'll be seeing you turn over as a professional. And hopefully we'll be betting on you to be Manny V2 in the pros, mate. 8th Division World Champion. It's what everyone compares you to, Zach. You've got a style like him. Billy's even said, he has told me today, you have got a cracker Manny Pacquiao impression. Is this true?
Well, depends who you ask.
Can you give one for the Let's Get Ready to Rumble podcast fans today?
I would like to thank God for taking care of us in this horrible situation, and I would also like to thank God for getting me to the semi-final.
Oh, Zach, mate. That's brilliant. This is like, mate, you need to be like Eddie Hearn. You need to see if you can get some more impressions under your belt ready for next time, mate. I felt like I was talking to Manny in the room. Oh, God's sake. So, how are you feeling though, Zach? All these, boxing around the world, not just your fights, boxing around the world's been cancelled. You live, breathe and sleep boxing. What you doing on a Saturday night now? You can't watch, an IFL TV live stream, you can't watch Sky, you can't watch a Frank Warren. How are you feeling about it all?
I'm just rewatching them all, honestly.
Oh.
Today was Pacquiao versus Marquez 2, and I think tonight's going to be number 3. And then, obviously I don't really want to watch number 4, but we might get around to that.
Yeah, well, he's been in some good fights, man, hasn't he? Some very good fights.
No, it's tough, and honestly, I've always said, since that Floyd Mayweather fight, I've always said, it might be time for Manny to pack up. And then he went out against Adrian Broner, and I was like, he might get beat, it might be time for him to, retire. He didn't, and then he went against Keith Thurman, and I was like, all right, this is the one,
Yeah.
And he went out and, dominated him. So I think Manny's actually got quite a lot more left in the tank.
I know, it's weird to think, because me and Martin was talking about it the other day, whether or not, Manny should hang up his gloves. He must be about 38, 39 now, isn't he?
41.
41, is he? My God.
Yeah.
My God, so he's 41 and he's still in his prime. Like, the fight I thought he was going to get caught out on, because obviously he come back, he beat Vargas for the title, didn't he, at welterweight? And then he fought Jeff Horn out in Australia. After that Horn fight, admittedly, 50-50 on whether he won or not. But I thought after that, not too sure. Went in and fought Lucas Matisse, and I was thinking, no, he ain't winning that. And he bloody come out and smashed him. Some shots on him. Very good fight. And who did he go on to fight after? Yeah, so Matisse he had the Broner fight right after that, didn't he? Yeah,
especially because he's fighting at 147 pounds, isn't he?
Yeah. Well,
He's only 5'4".
I know. I think he'll end his career at welter. But Broner, I thought, because Broner, he's got that bit more youth on him than Manny has, and he's got the skill. Because I've been this year, I think Broner's one of the fighters who should have been the best, but unfortunately, he let the money got to him a bit, I think.
I thought Broner was going to use it as a chance to try and get back on top.
So did I. I thought that it was a perfect opportunity, to say the least, wasn't it? Fighting the best, Manny regarded as one of the best fighters ever. To get a win over him on your career, like young Jeff Horn did. That's a career-changing move. What is going on with Jeff Horn now? Have we heard much from him lately?
I don't really follow him.
No.
I saw him get murdered by Crawford, but apart from that...
That was it. That was the last fight I knew of.
Else.
That was the last fight I remember him having, was the Crawford fight, wasn't it? That was over in America, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I don't really see Manny doing very well against Crawford or Spence.
Yeah. Well, Spence is unreal. I think he should really be a super welter, really, shouldn't he?
He's big. He walks around 170.
He walks around 170, does he?
Yeah. And that was before the car crash as well. Nowadays he's about 200, isn't he? Have you seen the photos of him?
So he's cutting 60 odd pounds a camp. Yeah. That's like a Ricky Hatton sort of weight cutting it before a fight.
Yeah, but Spence does well, doesn't he?
Yeah, very good.
He's comfortable with the weight, so.
Yeah.
So I think it's just gonna stay there.
100%. Well, what a body puncher as well. Absolutely cracking body shots he throws in, doesn't he?
Yeah. Even that shot against that put down Porter.
Yeah.
That shot on the chin.
Some shots he throws, isn't it? That was a good fight, him and Porter as well, wasn't it?
If you're watching Porter, you're guaranteed a good fight. No matter who he's against, I think he'll give anyone a good fight.
I'll tell you, the Porter fight that I enjoyed was him against Thurman. That's a brilliant fight. If you were ever looking for a fight to watch at welter, great fight.
Him and Garcia was good as well.
Yeah. Do you know what? I thought Garcia was going to beat him in that fight personally, because I do rate Danny Garcia a lot. I was quite surprised when Sean Porter won that.
That's what you can't tell. That's why when you've got that fitness and that strength, you can't tell what's going to happen in the fight, because if it's time to go to war, you can.
That's it. Well, he went into them trenches and he come out on top, and he he's had some big fights since then. Obviously, fighting against Spence. Do you think there's much more in the tank for Sean Portery, because he's had a couple of defeats at world level now? Do you think he's got much more left in him, or do you reckon he'd hang up, or what do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I think he's got a bit more left in him, because he's good. And then most people who follow boxing is going to pay to watch him. Him versus Pacquiao would be a good fight, I always thought.
100%.
That'd be poor.
What about him against Crawford?
Yeah, him against Crawford, but I think Crawford's just the skill levels, too high for Porter. I think he'll just pick Porter off all day.
Yeah, I think he will as well. He pick Crawford off all day in the fight. So let's hope that a fight like that can be made. But anyway, we've got some quick Q&As that have come in. You put a Q&A post out on your story. I've put out some on mine, and let's ask some of those questions now, Zach. So the first one we've got: do you plan to go pro? If so, when do you plan on going on pro?
Well, I'd like to go pro, but obviously I need to see what offers there are, because the pro game is a completely different game, and I'm lucky enough to be at Rumbol, and the coaches know both pro and amateur, so it's different for everyone, isn't it? Somebody like Dennis McCann can go pro at 18 and be alright, but other people take a bit longer to get that man strength behind them. So just wait and see, I guess.
That's it. 100%. Next question we've got coming, Zach. They're asking, what was your emotions going into the national final?
Honestly, didn't really have much. I weren't nervous. I was nervous, but I don't really get nervous, because I know I always put in the work.
Yep.
And I know that if worst comes to worst, I can just rush it and I can just scrap with him. So really, I just kept reminding myself, you're going to win today, and you're going to remember today is a good day. And luckily, I do remember it's a good day.
That's it.
And
100% coming out with that gold medal. That's what an achievement already, Zach. Eh? 10
coming on with that,
10 bouts.
Showing everyone at home as well.
That's it. That's what it's all about. And then this one, sort of follows in. We've already asked it already, but we'll satisfy what the people are asking, Zach. They're asking, what are your plans for the future?
Again, I don't really have any plans. I want to win everything I get entered into, and the more I win, the more I get put in. So
that's it. All right, we've got a couple of questions in coming from on Instagram. 2 coming in from @Fred_McDonald. He's firstly asking, how long have you been in boxing for, Zach?
About 2.5 years. I started in the summer, and in this summer it'll be 3 years.
Nice. And his second question he's asking, we sort of answered it. What is going on with the championships?
Well, they said mid-September they're thinking about arranging it, but the new season doesn't start until September. So really, September's the earliest it could be.
That's it.
So just gotta keep keeping myself ready, isn't it? And then when it gets to it, I'll just be able to focus on tactics, because my fitness will already be there, and everything will already be there.
That's it, 100%, Zach, 100%. All right, next question we've got coming in from @Carfolder. He wants to know, where do you see yourself at the age of 18?
Oh, at the age of 18? Well, I would like to be a 4 or 5 time national champion if I can, but
nice.
Again, everything as it comes, and at the age of 18, I might be able to turn pro, I might not be. I might, it's just different for everyone, isn't it? And you just got to wait and see.
That's it, 100%, Zach, 100%. And last question, we can sort of answer it, but again, it's something we've already spoke about. Lardy, he's asked, was you supposed to be fighting in the national championships? And of course, that is a big yes. That's it. Well, Zach, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the podcast. Absolute pleasure. Have you got anything you'd like to say before we finish off today?
No, not really.
Nice. Well, Zach, we'll talk to you soon, mate. We'll see you in the gym. Keep ticking over. And I'll be looking forward to seeing you as a 2-time national champion come around September time.
Thank you.
No worries, Zach. Take care, mate, and I'll see you soon.
See you soon.